Nicki Minaj just might have officially canceled her 2026 because it's not the fact that the stuff that she did at Turning Point USA. Minaj being openly transphobic on national TV. If you are born a boy, be a boy. There's nothing wrong with being a boy. How about that?
Be boys.
Amen.
Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. It's nothing wrong with being a boy. How about that?
Amen.
How powerful is that? How profound is that?
Amen.
Boys will be boys, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not the fact that she has a $500,000 judgment against her from her husband punching somebody in the face, aka a security guard in Germany. You see right here, Superior Court of the State of California for the County of Los Angeles, Spring Street Courthouse. So you got Kenny Perry and basically Nicki Minaj. And it says judgment creditors amended notice of motion and application for an order authoring the sale of a dwelling, memorandum of points and authorities. This is set for Wednesday. Basically, what they're saying is that the plaintiff / judgment creditor, Thomas, I don't know how to say his name, I don't speak German, will and hereby does move this motion for an order authorizing the sale of a dwelling owned by defendant / judgment debtor, Nicki Minaj, and basically her husband, and or an information and believed occupied by Minaj and her spouse, defendant / judgment debtor, Kenneth Perry. And it says, please take further notice that this motion is based on the annexed memorandum of points, authorities, and amended declaration of Paul A. Sasso, the record in the action, the arguments and representations of counsel, and any oral documentary evidence presented at or prior to the time of the hearing of this motion. Please take further notice that this motion is being calendared for hearing on January 22nd, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. before the Honorable Cindy, Pancho, Judge of the Superior Court in Department 27 in the Los Angeles Superior Court, Spring Street Courthouse, which is located at 312 North Spring Street in Los Angeles, California. Wherefore, the judgment creditor respectfully requests that the court grant this motion, enter an order authorizing the sale of Minaj's dwelling pursuant to CCP 704.740, and grant such order and further relief as may be necessary, appropriate, dated December 18, 2025. No. This one starts with a Chucky doll and a middle finger and some shit, in my opinion, I ain't qualified to know, so I had to listen to a quote-unquote expert who lived a life. But let's take a look at what she did. C sucking lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. And that set off a whirlwind and a chain of events that had happened today. But you know what else sets off a whirlwind and a chain of events? Our sponsor right here. $5 on Nash where you hit that free cash, that QR code, or tap the link in the description. Hey, read the reviews. I don't want to keep on seeing you cats like, should I not, like y'all trying to double dutch. Just read the reviews, the #1 finance app. You can't beat that anywhere. That's free cash right there. QR code, tap the link in the description. And as soon as you sign up, that's $5 on Nash. They're going to automatically add to your account. You can get it through gift cards. You can get it straight to your goddamn bank account. Or if you got Venmo or PayPal, because y'all be scamming. I'm kidding. But this ain't no damn scam. Read the reviews, thousands of reviews. That's all I got to say about that. So you have to ask yourself the question, why in the hell would she say that? Because we know who Don Lemon is. He got the LGBT mafia with him, right? Well, he did something that everybody else had basically taken it the wrong way. And I'm not defending him. I'm actually going to destroy some of the shit that he tried to put out. Don't worry, it gets good. So all you Trumpsters, I'm not on y'all side, but I'm going to call balls and strikes like I'm a goddamn empire. Probably shouldn't say that on some LGBT shit, but it is what it is. Roll it.
An operation that is secret, that they invited folks out.
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere. They don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt business as usual.
So right now it's kind of mayhem. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them.
Did they explain to you why they're here?
They did not.
They said that there is someone here in Easterwood, someone who is a member of ICE and he's a pastor of the church.
Our church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
So this is what the First Amendment is about the freedom to protest.
There's a varying array of views in this church on politics of immigration. Recognize the complexity of the issue.
This is just how divided America is. When you look at the protesters here, and then you look at the people there who are praying, and you know what was the interesting thing? If these two groups could just get together, they might figure out what to do.
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way.
Yeah, that was interesting to watch. This guy here, look, he's hugging his kid. And, you know, I've imagined it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. They think you lost and this didn't accomplish anything, and you went into their house, the house of the Lord.
The reality is the house of the Lord is a place where love lives. It's not a place where you can have a pastor masquerading as the director for the field office of ICE.
So that was dumb. It made no sense to go into a church at all. It makes sense, all right, if y'all want to be outside and ask WWJD, what would Jesus do? All right, cool. But one thing that was mistakenly pointed out by the left, because y'all do this a lot more, because the right will just lie directly in your face and tell y'all lies until y'all want to believe it's truth. There are 4 lights for all my Star Trek fans out there. They mistakenly compared one scenario to another, and it happened in Chicago in October. I'm going to clear this shit up because it ain't the same. And I'll point out the actual differences real quick.
La migra está en estacionamiento, está buscando por algunos ahí y también en el norte. Hay un grupo aquí enfrente de la iglesia que podrían llevársele a ustedes en sus casas. Los que tienen bebés pueden también salir con ellos, van a acompañarle a sus casas, porque creo que es un peligro que ustedes van a tomar el carro si está estacionado en el estacionamiento, si están o no tienen los documentos. No queremos decir ahorita lo que los que tienen documentos salen, etcétera, etcétera. El punto es la protección para todos los que necesitan el apoyo para que alguien se acompañe. Está aquí el grupo. Los que quieren salir ya, según documentos.
So she tries to spin it and says the world is watching, and she's talking about this kid crying at the church. See, what's being painted as right and painted as wrong is not the same thing. See, ICE was waiting outside of Mass. They didn't actually go into the churches as widely spread. That's actually false. So when y'all say these things, come with the facts so nobody can debate facts, even when they lie. So no, it's not the same. Y'all actually went into a church. America is a Christian freaking, well, in the words of Pastor Hagee, a Judeo-Christian nation. Y'all remember that one, huh? And basically, there's some tolerance for other religions. But mostly when you go into these other states and other places, depending on where you're at, there's a shit ton of intolerance. So anytime that there is a bit of, dare I say, fire played with, that shit ain't gonna fly. And it's funny because Don Lemon, they put his ass on fire. Check it out. True or false? Arrest Don Lemon. This is the same man who goes home every day to his white husband, yet parades himself as pro-black, questioning black people's authenticity and telling them to prove their blackness while feeling bold enough to speak on Nicki Minaj. This is an alcoholic who was fired from a 17-year career because of a long documented pattern of misogyny, hostility, and disturbing behavior. Multiple women workplace culture where he engaged in aggressive, abusive, and violent behavior, including incidents where colleagues said they felt threatened, intimidated, or physically unsafe. Add to that, he joked at Bill Cosby's victim and asked her why she didn't use teeth. And yes, allegations of abuse toward both women and men have followed him publicly for years, especially after a bartender said he was harassed by him in 2019. Major anti-Semitism awareness organizations publicly condemned him after he stated that black and brown Jews don't exist, erasing entire communities and histories in one sentence, something he was called out for immediately. Lock him up. And you can see right here, Lemon's most repugnant suggestion was this. There are ways not to perform oral sex. He went on to clarify that he meant using of the teeth as a weapon to stop the assault or alleged assault. Yeah, I ain't finna. Don Lemon being sued by a man over alleged assaults last year at the Hamptons dive bar. Don Lemon's misogyny as CNN exposed malicious texts mocking female coworkers and diva-like behavior. I mean, okay. Jewish groups condemns CNN Don Lemon's remarks for suggesting black and brown Jews don't exist, which is completely dumb. Well, good old Don Lemon had to pull out his infinity stones that come in rainbow form because he decides he's going to pull out the black card, the other cards, and all of this shit, and it makes good for good TV. And this is where we say she's going to be canceled at, because you already divided the T part of the alphabet. Now you're getting rid of the G part, and I guess black people, which is really silent for black women, because black men don't give a shit about none of this.
I'm going to do it this time. I think Nicki Minaj has made it very clear how she feels about African Americans in this country. I don't think she's one of them, obviously. And she should, under Trump's rules, she should be deported, because I don't think, reportedly, that she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented. And so she has shown her disdain for African Americans. So why are you supporting her? Why are you buying her records? She's also supporting, I have lots of gay friends who love Nicki Minaj. Why are you supporting this homophobic, bigoted, ignorant woman? You should not be supporting her. Nicki Minaj, this is clearly out of her depth. She doesn't understand politics. She doesn't understand journalism. And I'm not surprised that she is weighing in on something that is beyond her capacity. What I will say to her is, because she put a doll, I think she put the Chucky doll in there, a better symbol that should have been represented in that picture is a pick-me doll, because Nicki Minaj is a pick-me. She will do anything that is expedient for her politically. And again, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's always weighing in on things that she doesn't know about. Nicki Minaj should just sit the fuck down. And by the way, isn't she married to an alleged pedophile? And she has the nerve to say something disparaging about and something homophobic. I'm pretty sure that maybe that's part of the reason that she is cozying up to the Trump administration for some sort of leniency for her family members. And it's just very transparent. So Nicki Minaj, F off, stop being a homophobic bigot, and get a life and some brains.
Okay, we will leave it there. All right. I know you said you don't normally respond, but that was a response.
I guess Nicki Minaj wanted to have her Perry Mason moment, because she fired back with this. Oh well, I purposely wrote it that way because I knew that would be the only way to get the C-suckers to post about it. They would have all collectively ignored the despicable behavior displayed by Don Lemon head. I'm glad they're angry. They're about to get angrier. And she say, now that entire media leg posting that slur lie, man, Nicki Minaj can tear these people up. These be full-blown smear campaigns. These media outlets are careless and tacky. Then she literally does exactly what Don Lemon said. She speaks without knowing. She just says shit. Because they tried to say, meaning people in the media and want to be defense attorneys and all this shit that have been leaving and been basically having their charges dismissed or not even upheld. She basically posted this bullshit, which doesn't even apply because certain things didn't happen that they say actually happened because it's on goddamn tape. As you can see, it's kind of funny because literally she's sharing a post that says, breaking, DOJ announces intention to charge Don Lemon under the Ku Klux Klan Act, which is hilarious. The KKK Act makes it illegal to threaten, hurt, or intimidate people to prevent them from exercising their God-given rights. Harmeet D-line, the Clarence Act is one of the most important federal civil rights statutes. It's a law that makes it illegal to terrorize and violate the civil rights of citizens whenever people conspire this. The Clarence Act can be used. Everyone in the protest community needs to know that the fullest force of the federal government is going to come down and prevent this from happening and put people away for a long time. I'm not going to play the video because they full of shit, and I can explain why. So, yeah, all in all, bruh, Nicki Minaj, Nicki Minaj. It is what it is, bro. I'm going to be fair, square, obvious, and honest. Part of your base, and you know this more than everybody else does, is that whole rainbow coalition. You only have one more mess up to do, and it's to piss off gay white men. That's it. Well, you can piss off white lesbians as well, but I think they won't do anything. I think it'll be the gay white men. So be very, very careful where you're treading. You don't give a shit about black people. You're an opportunist. It is what it is. You've lost it over the years. You suck as far as a personality. You still, in my opinion, I don't give a shit what you do. You still the greatest female rapper. I don't give a damn what anybody say. They could try to put up all of these other... Nah, Nicki done did it on her 20s, her 30s, and her 40s, and she gonna do it in her 50s. Better than anybody else has. As long as she don't start dancing like no goddamn Lil' Kim. She'll be fine. But you never want to alienate your base. See, those people, they grow with you. And they've grown with you. They've grown from being whatever the fuck they was doing in those goddamn bathrooms and in they goddamn bedrooms. I don't really want to say what I want to say because you don't really want to know what goes on. Everybody deserves their own private life. But they've been growing with you. So now these people who are in their 40s and 30s and all of this shit, the ones you want to sell the merchandise to, the ones who have the money, they're not going to play your music to the younger generation. They're going to tell them to stay away. And if the people who supported you the most tell other people to stay away, that's the end of it. You are about to lose your house if you don't cough up that damn money. You lied on Jay-Z, which if I was Jay-Z, I would sue the shit out of you, but it makes no sense to do it because apparently you might not have the money. Better call Birdman. But it is what it is. Y'all, let me know y'all thoughts on this one because... I don't know what the hell y'all feel about that. I think personally, she's done for. These goddamn people ain't about to listen to her. She needs to play country music. Take the Nelly route. Get yourself a guitar and come out. Ding da bong ding ding da dong that baby bite super bass. That's how you gotta turn it up, shawty. It is what it is. Subscribe, turn on bell to notify, share to keep your people aware. And I'll catch you on the next one. Click right here to watch this video. Crazy shit. Or click right here for the playlist.